There are words that live inside us like heavy stones. Words we never dared to say. For me, those words have always been, "I'm sorry." It is strange how a single apology, so simple in shape, can become a mountain too high to climb, and yet, for years, I carried the weight of my unspoken sorrow everywhere I went. When I was young, pride was my armor. I believed love was proven by actions, by working hard, by enduring in silence. I thought emotions were weaknesses best hidden away. I spoke harshly, judged quickly, withheld comfort when it was most needed, and the ones I loved, they bore the cost of my silence. I remember my father, sitting quietly by the window in his final days. How I wanted to tell him I understood now, that I finally saw the sacrifices he made, but the words stayed locked inside. I remember my sister, tears streaming down her face after I dismissed her dreams as foolish. I wanted to say, "I'm sorry I hurt you." But again, I said nothing. There were friends I abandoned when they needed me most. There were moments when a simple, heartfelt apology could have mended what later shattered beyond repair, and yet I remained silent, fearing vulnerability more than I feared regret. Years slipped by. Regret deepened. Faces the first once laughed, with faded into memories too painful to touch. The worst part was realizing time does not heal wounds left untended. It only buries them deeper, where they ache in the quiet moments. When the house is still, when old photographs surface, when familiar songs stir forgotten feelings. I lived many years believing I would have time to make amends, time to explain, time to show finally the depth of what I felt. But time is not generous. It is swift, ruthless. By the time I found the courage to reach out, some were already gone. And so I carried these unsaid apologies like stones in my heart, their sharp edges cutting deeper with every passing year. There were nights I would stare at the ceiling, whispering apologies into the darkness, hoping somehow, somewhere, the ones I wronged could hear me. But silence answered back. I wrestled with anger at myself, shame, deep sorrow. I replayed conversations, imagined different endings, begged the past for another chance. In those long, sleepless nights, a realization slowly dawned. Forgiveness could not begin with them. It had to begin with me. I needed to forgive the man who had been too young, too proud, too afraid to say what needed saying. I needed to understand that the walls I built to protect myself had also imprisoned me. I started writing letters, not to send. It was too late for that, but letters that finally said, with trembling honesty, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me. I'm sorry I chose pride over kindness. I'm sorry I made you doubt your worth." Each letter was a small act of freedom, a brick removed from the walls I had built around my heart. Over time, I learned that true forgiveness, the kind that heals, does not require the other person to still be there. It does not depend on hearing, "It's okay." It depends on us facing ourselves fully, with all our flaws and regrets, and choosing to let go. Today, I live differently. I say, "I'm sorry" quickly and sincerely. I say, "I love you" often and without fear. I look people in the eyes and tell them what they mean to me, while I still can, because I have learned the hardest way. The words left unspoken become the heaviest burdens, and life is far too short to carry such weights. If you are listening to this, and you feel the sting of your own unspoken apologies, know this: it is not too late to begin. Write the letter, make the call, speak the words. Not for them, but for you. Free yourself. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is remembering without hate. It is choosing love over pride, compassion over fear. We cannot rewrite the past, but we can choose today to live differently, say what needs saying, love without reserve, forgive bravely, and when the time comes to look back on this life, may we do so not with the weight of regret, but with the lightness of a heart that loved, that apologized, that forgave, and that was free. I'm sorry, and I love you always. I think of all the birthdays I missed because I thought work was more important. I think of the friends I pushed away when I thought independence meant not needing anyone. I remember every door I closed, every call I ignored, every embrace I rejected out of misplaced pride. Looking back, it wasn't strength that kept me silent. It was fear, fear of being vulnerable, fear of admitting I was wrong, fear of losing face. But what I lost instead was precious time, precious people, and precious chances that never returned. I wish I had known sooner that vulnerability is not weakness. It is courage. It is strength wrapped in honesty. The greatest act of bravery is sometimes simply saying, "I'm sorry," and the greatest tragedy is realizing it too late. I have learned to listen more and judge less, to sit with someone else's pain without rushing to fix it, to offer presence, not just advice, to be a safe place rather than a distant figure. And when I fail, because I still do, I no longer hide behind excuses. I apologize quickly, sincerely, without condition. There is freedom in humility. There is peace in owning our imperfections. There is healing in choosing love over pride. If I could go back, I would hold my father's hand without hesitation. I would listen to my sister's dreams with open-hearted wonder. I would call back every friend who thought I no longer cared. But since I cannot, I honor them by living differently now, by speaking the words I once swallowed, by loving fiercely and forgiving freely, and by teaching those who come after me that there is no shame in apologizing, only strength, only freedom, only love. If you have someone you need to apologize to, do not wait. Do not let fear steal your chance. Do not let pride bury your love. Speak, heal, be free, and know that even if they are no longer here to hear it, your soul will hear it, and that matters more than you know. I am sorry. I am grateful. I am free. And so can you be.